Now you have started your store, and we want to see that, you know, there is a question that a lot of people think that if they start their own frozen yogurt shop, because they don't pay the franchise fee, they don't pay the royalty, then they will be better off, you know. So I wanted to know, as a franchisee, what kind of support you get in those stages, and why actually it's better to pay those royalties instead of having your own business.
Well, I think one of the main things is the resources that are available to you online if you were to have questions in terms of day-to-day operations, and they, you know, all the ideas for maintenance of the machines and layouts for toppings and rotations. It's all been, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It makes it a lot easier to run your day to day when that's been kind of already tried and tested and given to you. I also think that in terms of the operations, it's intense. It's a long day managing teenage kids can be an exhausting battle. So when Menchie's is already taken care of the promotions and monthly feature flavors and putting out the collateral, and off, you know, they mail you that month's kit with your posters, your inserts, your table covers. It's just sent to you every month in a box, and it makes it like, okay, you open your box.
So they actually design all of these things that you use, and they just send it to you.
They just send it to you, and then it comes with a step-by-step rollout guide. So you get a rollout guide every month for that month's upcoming features. There are partnerships, any sort of sweepstakes that they've put together. So they're also on the back end working your network connections with, we partner with Hershey's, and so we have the Hershey's name for a month, or we're partnered with various movies that they're investing and researching and doing these things for you. So you can just run your day to day and know that in the background, they're working on all these more global scale promotions for you.
And about the frozen yogurt themselves, you just get them from them, or is there anything that you produce here for the people who don't?
No, I mean, everything that we put out and that is consumed by guests is bought directly from Menchie's. We might have to put a step of labor into it, like we get the waffle mix, but we actually make our own waffle bowls with it. But everything is from a one distributor, so that makes it very nice. You know, it's just one weekly order that you place, and they have all the things that you need.
Other than fresh ingredients, local fresh.
You do
so forth,
yeah, find your own vendor for your fruits locally.
And who decides what flavors do you put there? Because I realize that whenever we come here, there are different flavors there. So I'm always curious to know what is there. Who decides about that?
Menchie's has, I think, roughly 120 or so individual
flavors.
And they're proprietary. They're called the Menchie's Private Label Collection of flavors. So they all meet a certain standard, and even all the way back to how the cows are fed and how they graze, and the quality of the milk that goes into the yogurt and so forth is all tightly controlled by Menchie's. We have 14 flavor hoppers, so we have 7 machines.
And this is another thing at your training that you go to before opening. You spend at least an entire day going over what the recommended guidelines for your swapping is, like the frequency, the different types of flavors. You want a good mix between chocolates and fruit type flavors. You always, and so they designate, you know, we have 7 machines. Stores either have 6, 7, or 8 machines, and given that layout, they have the materials to work the program on, and you have set flavors like vanilla and chocolate, which will always be in place, and then you have probably up to 2 to 3 machines that are more at the operator's discretion as terms of how often you switch them over and what kinds of flavors you do. But they have set, you know, tart, vanilla, chocolate, the features, those are always going to be in place, and that's uniform at all Menchie's. So again, you're getting that across the board standard experience that a guest can count on.
There's always at least 1, usually 2 sorbet options for lactose intolerance. There's always at least 1 no sugar added product. There's always a gluten-free option. So all of these subcategories come into play, and Kara has
I swear they're not always just the yogurt flavors I like.
Kara has, and then we do get a lot of guest feedback and requests, and we keep a little tally sheet of how often people say, oh, we want this certain flavor to come back, and every now and then we'll try to accommodate that where we can.
And I also realized you have a lot of community involvements. I was telling your colleague that my child goes to Moulton Elementary School, and she had a certificate from Menchie's because she got 20 high five hugs, and she was so happy that I got a free frozen yogurt from Menchie's.
That's one of my favorite aspects about it. When I see the little kids come in and they always have the certificate out, they're running in just like, ear to ear grins, and I loved, it opens up that line
and
of
it's their reward.
Yeah. So
right?
whose idea is this? I mean,
so
is that the franchisor? Or
yeah, so Menchie's provided these tools that are available. We have an online database that we can go to and download any of these templates. So we've decided to do, I think we have 7 local schools that we provide these templates to. So we print out, 100 or so at the beginning of the year, give them to all the local schools. It's a great way to interact with the front staff, get to know some people.
So actually Menchie's has a database with all of this stuff that you can go through and decide which one you want to use.
Exactly. You just alter the school name and but it's very plug and play.
Our local store address and the template is there for us to use, right?
But it's really, when you think deeper as to what it really is, it's such a great way to make that connection with your guests, because you come in and it opens that line for how did you get it, and oh my gosh, congratulations, and you're giving little high fives to kids, and it really is a great way to, again, it differentiates us from the competitor.
And
because
you can see from the wall behind us here that the whole mission of Menchie's is to make people smile, to have families come in and feel like they're, for the moment, out of the real world and in a place they can have fun. The kids can get a balloon or a little
stickers
giveaway
or
toy or sticker from Menchie's. We love to interact with the schools. We can't see it in the shot, but there's our Little League team that we sponsored last spring. We were significant sponsors of Dana Hills High School football program this past fall. Menchie himself made a number of appearances up at the football field, and interacting with particularly the elementary schools and middle schools.
So it seems that you are in kind of fun industry.
It is. And one of the other things that I actually, a fellow franchisee came up with the idea, and Menchie's corporate liked it so much they adopted it and then made it available on the database to everyone, is the reading club. So now what they've created is similar to an achievement award, like what your child got is the reading award. So if you read 10 books, their English teacher can sign it, and then they can come in and get their free yogurt. And so it's just another way that when you can become when the kids are up for free giveaways at school, like, oh, I want the Menchie's coupon, you've made it, because then mom and dad bring the whole family, and hopefully you're getting a few more customers out of that as well.
And we always feel that when we get trial from a new customer, the product will do the rest of the work.
Right.
Not just the product, the guest service.
The experience will sell it.
Will get people to come back.
And they make that easier to give the experience, because you can just buy all the pre-branded, the dolls, the dodgeballs, the t-shirts. These are all already created, made, and just you just order them.
Order them. That's great.